Hello, 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 family. How are y'all doing? I'm going to do what I usually do. I'm going to put some music on and wait for some people to show up. I hope y'all can just sit, chill, and relax, and then we'll start our discussion. Let's try this. Hey, what's up, Chad, brother? What is up? Working tonight? Let me turn off. Oh, so how you doing, brother? How you doing? Hope everything's good with you. I am driving right now, so it's hard for me to read the chat. But yeah, I just want to say thank you, Chad. Thank you for what you did last night, brother, for me. How you doing, Warhorse, brother? Ah, yeah. I remember those late night shifts, brother. I remember them. But I'd rather do either late night or early morning. I hate doing like mid shifts. Don't ever really get anything done. I'm glad to hear that, Warhorse. OCO, brother. Or OCO. But usually, if we get about 4 or 5 people in here, I'll start the discussion. And, but yeah, Chad. I'll do, like I said, I'll talk with the the people that came into my chat and everything the other day, see if they would like to be seen, get their knowledge and everything out there about wild edibles and stuff. Because that's one thing that a lot of people claim to be survivalists. A lot of people claim to be preppers and homesteaders and outdoors men and women. But that but the one skill that all of us bushcrafters, everybody, we don't understand wild edibles. And there, a lot of people in like survival situations and stuff have literally died from misreading one small, minute detail and have poisoned themselves. have literally died a horrible, horrible death. Like, oh, I forgot his name, but he was in Alaska and he wanted to be off grid. He wanted to live like true Alaskans did. And he died by eating wolfberries. And he mistaken them as blueberries and died in the small bus that he made as his camp. I don't remember his name, and I'm sorry about it, but everybody knows there was a book and a movie and everything made about him. Nice. I'm glad to hear that, Warhorse. Oh yeah, Chad. I mean, wild edibles are a blessing and a curse. You know, people in like that they can go out into the middle of the woods with just a knife and get what they want to eat, and that's it. But it's not true. You know, you have to eat continuously with wild edibles to actually survive. People think, oh, I'm just going to go out in the woods and I'm just going to hunt and forage and I'm going to eat plentiful. And it's not true because, like the Oregon Trail, in a time period where there was a smaller, a minute population compared to what today is, even in that area, I mean, even in that time period where land was plentiful, people still died because they could not maintain their healthy weight or anything because there wasn't wild edibles. I mean, there wasn't an understanding on wild edibles, and there wasn't a mass producing of deer, and there was more natural predators out there. If you shot something, the natural predators would be there to pick up what you killed. Hey, David, brother, how you doing? Yeah, people believe that they're going to go out and pick mushrooms and, you know, get wild lettuce and be able to bleach acorns and, you know, purify acorns of plenty and all this stuff and live. But it's not true. Any small, minute detail, especially with mushrooms, will kill you and kill you in a very, very horrible way. And I know everybody say, "Oh, I know the local mushrooms that I can eat in my area and stuff like that." You think you know it when you're starving and you easily manipulated because you believe that is the same one, but it turns out to strain with the same characteristics. I mean, there's been hundreds of 411 cases of people going in wild foraging morale mushrooms and ending up hurting themselves and falling off a cliff or and dying out there because they went to go foraging. Because mushrooms don't grow in huge patches. You may find one or two together, but you may have to trek a mile to 2 miles to go and get more. Hey, Misty sis, how you doing? Nice, David. Yeah, that's a thing, you know. Natural harvesting, like grown fresh mushrooms and stuff. I mean, even I fell into that, David. Like I bought oyster mushrooms, like a little grow kit and everything, but to put on the homestead, like having wild mushrooms. I mean, not wild mushrooms, but domesticated wild mushrooms growing on my land. That would be amazing to have, but the requirements and there's they take so much to take care of once they become domesticated. But when they're wild, they can grow free. Nice, Misty. Nice. Yeah. I mean that's why I keep so many. That's why I went with tracking animals and learning from animals and everything, is because in any wild situation, if you go where the animals eat, but there is some, like deers are able to process any kind of wild edible, and we're not. So you have to learn. I mean, you still have to learn the small minute details, because that deer may be able to eat some mushrooms, and you find the stems of the mushrooms, and but those mushrooms are okay for them to eat, but we can't, just like bears and stuff like that. Like there's an old book when that I read when I was 5 years old, called The Hatchet, and it's the true story of a child that was his mother and father got a divorce and everything. His mother lived in the States. His father lived in Canada, in one of the more uh, rural parts of Canada. And he went to go see his father, and he got a biplane, a bush pilot to. I mean, his mother rented a bush pilot to fly him up to that spot. And while he was riding in the airplane and everything, the bush pilot had a heart attack. And the kid, being, like 10 years old, didn't know how to fly a plane. He didn't know what to do. And the pilot died right there, and they crashed into a lake. And it was at the beginning of spring, like it was coming out of winter, beginning of spring in Canada wilderness. And his dad gave him a hatchet, carbon steel hatchet, and that was his only survival tool that he had. And he was by himself. The story was that he was by himself for almost, I think it was almost a year. I think it was like 9 months or something, but it was his story of him being there. Yes, yes, Chad. Yeah. I read it before my 5th grade reading requirement. But I mean, he learned everything, and that hatchet literally saved his life. Taught him how to make fire. I mean, and he was also a Boy Scout too, and he didn't know any of the true tricks and everything to survive until he actually experienced it and actually saw it and had to learn it. Hold on, give me 1 second. Sorry, my blood sugar's getting low, and I had to stop at Whataburger and get me something to eat. But oh, you need to read it, Warhorse. It's a good story. It teaches you a lot about survival without actually being a survival book. Yes, I've read The Deer Hunter also, Misty. It's a really good book also. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, Warhorse. I mean, but the bad thing is a lot of us haven't, a lot of the people in this day of age has never once set foot out in the wilderness. I'm talking about true, even Boy Scouts. Boy Scouts are not allowed to uh, camp out by themselves anymore. Like they have to literally follow the rules and everything that is set by public parks and all and everything. Like they learn a few basics in like natural survival, but nowadays it's all tool based. It's all tool based and easy setup, basic tents, sleeping bags, stuff like that. But when I was in Boy Scouts, I learned how to survive in the wilderness, making my own structures, all that stuff. Yes, yes, Gary Paulson, yeah. Same here, Warhorse brother. I learned from the elders also, but but the thing is also like our elder, not everybody has the reservation anymore, not, and even the people that do have the reservations, their grandparents are gone, their uncles, there's so much bad that's happened in the reservation to manipulate because we're not in the age of true skills anymore. Everything and anything, like Even in the Cherokee Reservation, they literally have a Walmart. They have a Cherokee Walmart for the reservation. Hey, Christy sis. Yes, yeah. It's always going to be in print. That book is never going to go away. There's also there's also an Apache story called Gray Wolf, and it's it's about one of the Apache elders and everything that was on a hunting trip, and he was pushed off the cliff with the buffalo, and they um and his survival story, because the hunting party thought he was dead, so they left him to die. I mean, they left his body because they couldn't get down to get him or anything, and they went back and told the elders and told the tribe, and it was his whole entire story of him coming back from the bottom of the pit and everything. Hold on, give me a second. I'll be right. Give me a second. Sorry. Just just talk within each other, and I'll be right back. I'm waiting for my food. Hey, Cassie sis. Thank you. I'll be right back. Yeah, Chad. I still have like one of the original copies with the leather bound hardback. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Sorry about all that. I'm having to eat. Mm, So yeah, yeah, Chad, brother. I have one of the original leather bound copies. I actually got it from a estate sale, and on the estate sale and everything, he was a gigantic like woodsman hunter, and I bought a crap load of my stuff when I was young from him, and well, he passed away and everything, but I bought it all from his wife and stuff. But nice, Chad, nice, brother. Take care, Warhorse, brother. You take care. Hey, that's for $7. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. But like we take a lot of books too too lenient. You know, you don't have to literally make a survival book to learn about survival. Because here's the thing, no matter how hard you prepare, no matter how many skills and everything that you believe you have, a lot of it is going to be forgotten. A lot of it is, if you don't practice, you lose that skill. You lose that knowledge. Um, unless all you've done in your life is just practice that one thing. Like even even botanists that I've studied under and I've went to their classes and learned about wild edibles, they they still had to recall from their field manuals and their wild edible books in the class and told us if this is good to eat or if this one's not, because they for even they that's been doing it for 30 plus years forgot have forgotten minute details. Hey, spooky brother, how you doing? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. But it's just like anything else that you do. If you don't practice what you preach, you forget it. Good evening, brother. Good evenings. Good. I'm glad to see you here, Spooky. Thank you for showing up. All of y'all, thank y'all for showing up. But you may lose me for a second because my signal is going in and out. Oh, okay. So yeah. Hey, Paul, how you doing? Yes, Spooky. Practice what you preach, or you forget it, or you lose the
mobility to do stuff. That's why that's why our ancestors was all the time doing the skills over and over and over again, making making rope out of hemp, crushing it, weaving, making baskets. I've heard that basket weaving, traditional basket weaving out of reeds and everything, has stopped. Like traditional hand basket, it, it it's it's stopped because the their children and everything did not want to do it. They've went to the cities to get jobs and could care less about the traditional skills of their society. It's like the city of Damascus. Damascus steel. The Damascus that we have today is not the same quality or the same strength as the Damascus that was here centuries ago from the city of Damascus. And the thing about Damascus steel, it was like it was like a Hispanic family's menudo recipe. You could go to 5 different houses in a Hispanic family, and each menudo recipe is going to be different. It's the same thing with Damascus. Damascus, everybody had their own family secret of that metal. But the thing was, the city of Damascus was so rich from their family's knowledge it, that they just stopped. The children did not want to learn, and everything was passed down through skill, through talking. They didn't write anything down. They didn't say, "Oh, here's your great 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 grandfather's Damascus steel recipe given to you on papyrus." No, they didn't do that. It's just like a lot of moonshiners in the South. It was all like my grandfather. My grandfather never wrote down his moonshine recipes. He showed me once or twice how to do it, but that was it. I either learned it or I didn't, but it died with my grandfather. And it's the same thing with survival skills. If you don't, anybody and everybody has the idea of doing it. They have these books that they take with them and everything. Yes, it helps. But the thing is people don't understand the skill, the the pain, the trying to make a bow drill, trying to make an ember out of a bow drill is almost to the equivalent of running 5 miles full sprint. It wears you out. It burns your calories. And the thing is you also have to know if you have the right softwood for your board. You have to have the right hardwood for your spindle. You have to have the right medium wood for the topper to go on it to hold the spindle into place. All those components have to go together. Oh, that was great. That was great. Spooky. Spooky, spooky, spooky. Chad just called you out, Spooky. I don't think you know what you got into doing that, Chad. But the whole entire thing, the whole entire mindset of survival, the whole entire mindset of prepping, and this is coming. well, well, oh, that's great. But the thing is with all these with all these titles, with all these different groups, like a survivalist, okay? A survivalist is a basic man or woman that hoards gear, hoards different bags, all this stuff for one specific event. 99% of people in survivalists and preppers and all this stuff, they die before they even see a use of any of their gear that they've spent thousands upon thousands of dollars on. They are literally hobbyists. And that's coming from a person that claims to be this stuff. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm not going to do what other big name people on these channels and stuff claim. You know, we all, in the perfect scenario, in the perfect world, a lot of people choose a scenario to put themselves in. They put themselves in the 100% perfect weather. They put themselves in a position where they are beside fresh drinking water. They are beside a river that has fish in it. They put themselves in a situation where they have all the perfect elements: firewood, water, shelter, everything else. But in a true scenario, you're not going to have all that stuff. Oh, no, my chat is my relief, you know. But I hate seeing these channels that don't that don't put themselves in real situations. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know people aren't going to go out into the middle of the woods and deliberately break their arm, deliberately break their leg. But And the thing is you can't even recreate a situation like that. Even if you go out in the woods and you splint your leg and everything, that person is still going to be up walking around on two legs. That person is going to forget that that leg is unusable. So we are bipedal people. So we are literally going to walk without anything unless we feel that pain. Cassie, Cassie, there is plenty of things that you could do. If that happened, girl, nobody's going to be judging because, to tell you the truth, anybody and everybody in that situation has literally shit and pissed themselves. Because it's a position that you come to realization that I am fucked, you know? All you need to do is just take off your drawers, take off your pants, go and wash them in the river or a puddle, and you're good to go. Let it dry out, sit there, in, in the wilderness, naked, halfway naked for a little while. And just clean your ass in the water. You're good. Because in a survival scenario, you have to come into reality that you are fucked. Right, Cassie, right. That's what happens. I mean, try not to go and eat Taco Bell or some kind of spicy food or anything before you go out on a nature walk. Here's the thing. There was a 411 in, I want to say it was Florida. They were on one of the nature hike trails and everything. They were missing for like 2 months. Okay. And when they finally found that person was fine. That person had a fishing kit and, a big lighter and all this stuff. Didn't even have survival equipment, but because they were on a fishing trip. So they had a fishing pole, they had fishing gear, they had a big lighter to start fires. Hey, Deanna, my favorite little cryptid. How you doing, sis? But the thing was, that individual that they found was literally sitting on some rocks, butt ass naked, and getting a suntan. Like, when they found the person, they were just suntanning on a rock. And that guy didn't care that his twig and berries was hanging out when they came and found him. But After the first 5 hours, you literally come back to your senses. You freak out, you get scared like any natural human would. And that's why I tell people, if you're a basic person, a basic day hiker, whatever, you know, make sure you carry extra. You know, a day hiker will carry what? A sandwich to 2 sandwiches for food, maybe a bag of chips or whatever. You're already going to be carrying water with you. At least buy a Sawyer Mini or a Life Straw. It doesn't weigh anymore. It's easy to grab. It's easy to carry. Throw that in your bag. Throw a lighter in your bag. Throw a small kit. Throw some extra clothes. If you're going to an area, you know, if it gets cold at night. If you stay in an area for too long and the sun's setting, at least bring a pullover and some pants with you, you know, so you can change into them. It's going to give you an extra layer of warmth because in any survival situation, your first form of shelter is your clothing, you know. Don't be running out there in your yoga pants and your halter top or your sports bra or something like that. I mean, it's cool. You're wearing your yoga pants and your sports bra and all that stuff while you're doing your exercise or your hike. But be smart about it. At least bring a hoodie and bring an extra pair of real pants with you. Because the yoga pants are going to be skin tight. Because here's the thing, skin tight doesn't create a heat layer in between. It's closer to your body so it can bring in the cool to cool off your body. That's why it was made. So, use the yoga pants as your secondary layer. Put pants on over it. You can also fill those pants if they're baggy. And I know you girls and guys like skin tight pants sometimes. Oh, I love you, Spooky. Girls and guys with clothing decisions nowadays, you know, don't always wear skin tight pants. If you're going to go out hiking or running a trail or anything like that, wear some real baggy you know, at least decent pants, not skin tight, nothing like that. Because if you wear skin tight stuff, you can't put anything in between it to make that heat layer. Get a pair of Levi's, Wranglers. Hell, go to the Walmart. Both guys and women. Go to Walmart, buy a cheap pair of $20 Walmart brand pants. Throw that thing in your bag. Okay, Chad, brother. Thank you, sir. But always protect your body. Because here's the thing, in a survival situation, in a cold situation, your body will not care about your extremities. It will keep your major organs warm. So if you're in a survival situation and it's getting cold, yeah, you're not going to get frostbite or anything like that unless you're actually in northern regions where snow or cold weather happens, or you're in desert regions, desert biomes. It's super hot during the day and freezing cold at night. You can get frostbite in the desert. Yeah, I can make a list. I can make a list for a survival bag. But the thing with a survival bag is you have to know your biome. You have to know your area around you. A basic survival kit is will temporarily help you, but it won't in a real situation. I would have to make different survival bag lists for different regions. Yes, that's why tube socks were invented, Chad, for the willy warmer. Hi, Jojo, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us. Here, um, hmm, can't keep your willy warm with your hand if you got it doing other things. That's why you put a tube sock in. Put the tube sock over it, put a zip tie on it, and make sure you fill it with, leaves or dead grass. Yeah. Here, I'm going to. Hey, Chad, this is honesty, brother. It's true. Here, I'm going to open up. I'm going to open up the chat because I'm eating a lot, and people that don't really have. Everybody has a mindset of survival, but the thing is not everybody is made for survival. Not everybody knows everything that there is for a survival situation. Hey, Oz, brother. Correct, Oz. Correct, brother. And you don't want any 3 leaves either. Like, poison sumac or poison oak. I see a lot of people that use poison sumac and poison oak. You don't want any of that around any of your nether crevices. Should I say good evening to you, Oz? How you doing, Oz, brother? That's the one thing I gotta teach Cassie about. Poison sumac and poison oak. Because I've seen a lot of the paranormal people and stuff traipsing through the woods and walking straight through poison oak, putting their hands on poison ivy. I'm like, what? Why? Stop touching that shit. Ah, yes, sir. Good evening, sir. But my channel is about teaching people the reality of it. Teaching people that aren't that don't know anything about survival. And that's why I like having opening chats with people that don't deal with this stuff, because I want to answer the normal people's questions. Because if I get a group of just all survivalists up here on panel, it does nothing for the basic Joe or Jane. You know, all we're doing is just discussing within each other with each other alternatives, other what you should buy, what you shouldn't buy, blah blah blah. But we're not literally answering the questions to the individual that has no idea. Oh God. Oh God, you're sending it to Jamie. Oh great. Right, Oz. Yes, sir, Spooky. There is no there shouldn't be any shame in reality. Spooky. Oh gosh, Spooky. See, David, there's a lot of people that are immune to the touch of poison ivy and everything. But the people that are immune to the touch or the brush of poison ivy or poison sumac or anything like that, but they're not immune to the actual liquid that comes out of like poison sumac, you know, because there's two different things. The actual touch and the dust poison that's on poison ivy, poison sumac, and stuff like that is just a deterrent. Kind of like what is it called? Oh, sorry. I'm This is why I'm eating, is because my blood sugars went down and my mind's not all here with everything. Um, what is it called? Uh, it's big. Oz, can you help me? It's big in the UK. You have to, if you touch it or whatever, it stings you. Stinging nettles. Stinging nettles. It's kind of like how stinging nettles, stinging nettles, if you walk through it, it will burn you. It will create rashes on your skin and everything. But you can pick stinging nettles if you apply pressure and you pick it. Like if you apply pressure between your forefinger and your thumb on it and grab it, you can pull it, you can pluck it, you can pick it. Kind of the same thing. Yeah, stinging nettles. They're a great food source. They are full of vitamins and minerals and everything. And it's, hey, Shelly sis, how you doing? Yeah, stinging nettles. Yes. It's also like thistle. Thistle has the thorns and everything on it, but it also has a poison, kind of like poison ivy and poison oak. When you get pricked with it, it allows the poison into your system instead of just dusting your skin. You're all good, Shelly sis. Thank you for stopping by. But that's why I've created my chat rooms. My chat rooms are not for the survival enthusiast. It's not for I love my survival community. Don't get me wrong. But the thing is we don't allow the basic humans into our survival. We don't like survival panels and stuff. I want I want to answer the questions face to face with the basic people that never set up a bag, never had to experience going out and camping and being alone, or what fears, what to do in certain situations. That's why I want to create the Survival Chronicles on my channel, like a TV show, but a first person view of survival skills, of how, because here's the thing. Right, Spooky, right. We all need each other in a SHTF situation, because it's not going to be all preppers. It's not going to be all, because here's the thing. If SHTF happens, in reality, the majority of homesteaders and preppers and survivalists and everything else, they're going to die within 6 months to the year. No matter how much they have, it it's not because they don't have the preps. It's not because they don't have the knowledge. They're going to die because they are overconfident. They believe that they're going to be able to survive everything. They are, because most of these survivalists and everything on here are blowhards. They believe they are a one man, one army. Right, Oz. Yes. That's why I say they are hobbyists. They believe they are going to be the only people left on the earth if something happens. But it's not true. Because here's the thing. People in our communities don't realize fear. They will not acknowledge fear. And when they're by themselves and they can't be on a entertainment thing like YouTube, their reality will kick in. And what's the worst thing that kills people? It's not poisoned water, it's not nature, it's not anything else. It's loneliness. Loneliness is the one killer that kills a lot of people. Right, Oz. Hey, Carl, brother. How you doing? Well, yes, Spooky. You have to have the stamina for it, but it's the mental state. If you can't control your mental state, you are done for. If you can't wake up to reality and say, suck it up, Buttercup, you have to do it. Right, Oz. See, Oz, you get tired of the people talking about the guns. I get tired of the American rednecks that live in the South or live wherever, and they claim, oh, I'm ex-military, I'm all this stuff. All I need is a full tang knife, and I can go out in the woods and survive forever without anything else. I just need a knife. I get tired of that. I get tired of people also saying, I don't need a compass. I can go in the woods, and I know the woods like the back of my hand. Yes, we have to realize fear, loneliness, fear, and not having somebody to help you get into the right mental state, somebody on your side. That is what's going to kill a lot of people. I mean, I tell people all the time to pack board games, to pack cards, to pack dominoes, do something to stimulate your mind. Okay. Right, Oz. Here you go. I will I will copy link, post comment. Yeah, paste, paste. Oh my God, why isn't it not pasting? This happened the other day. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Spooky. Is that a bad thing? Am I boring? Hey, girl. How you doing, sis? I hope my voice isn't boring, or I hope I'm not boring people. Right. Okay. Oh yeah, Carl. That's a long time, long term. Oh, I'm glad I can relax y'all. Spooky brother. Just you popping in and saying hi was enough. Go get your sleep, brother. Go to sleep, my friend. Go to sleep. I just know at nighttime, a lot of people have third shift jobs. A lot of my friends across the water are, you know, this is the perfect time for them to come on and talk. Because a lot of the survival community, prepping community and stuff, love you, Spooky brother. You take care. Yeah. Spooky Spooky's a damn good guy. He tries to support everybody he can, and he needs sleep. But in the reality of everything, I mean, I'm here to literally break a lot of people's hearts and piss off a lot of people. In reality, we glamorize ourselves way too much. We believe we are the brick and mortar to any situation. Oh, I understand, Carl. I do too. Yeah. Um, I try to be honest. I try to be straightforward with all this stuff, Carl. Hey, Carol. Ah, and Oz. I love you, Oz, brother. But we literally have grown up seeing one too many Rambo movies. We have grown up, a lot of the people in the survival grew up in the 80s, you know, seeing all this action films and all this stuff. And they are hobbyists. They are, because here's the thing, none of us in the past 100 years has ever, like in America, we have never seen or had to deal with a specific situation or survival scenario. Most of our preps and everything that we do, we are prepping for a 1 in a million chance thing. And a lot of these preppers and survivalists and everything are prepping for a fucking zombie apocalypse. The only thing that's going to take over on a zombie apocalypse is humans. That's what the term zombie means. The term zombie means humans that are willing to do anything and everything to help themselves. Right, Oz. And a lot of us in our communities and everything like this have health problems, are overweight, are, you know, that cannot literally handle the situation that they are preparing themselves for. I'm sorry, you know, why am I going to why am I going to listen to a person about survival when they literally cannot, if shit hit the fan and they're talking about bug out bags, they're talking about inch bags, throwing a 125-liter bag on their back that is 80 to 100 plus pounds, and they are overweight, out of breath, and smoking 5 to 6 packs a day of cigarettes. Why am I going to listen to that person about survival bags and inch bags and how to bug out and how to get to the right scenario and all this stuff when they can't even get up and walk a mile? Right, Oz. Right, Carl. It's that is literally a slap in the face. Yeah. I mean, to tell you the truth, the only real survival scenario and the only real thing that you can do, I don't give a shit if hell is at your front door. if you do, if we all know ourselves, we all know our limit. I tell people, hell, I'm not what I was when in my 20s. I have a fucked up knee. I have type 1 juvenile diabetes. All my preps and everything is at my house. Literally, a earthquake or a major fire is going to have to come and destroy my house before I leave. The reality of everything is bug in. Make your house, make your area livable. Make it your stronghold. See, Carol, that's why you have people like me. I'll do it for you. It's all good, Chad, brother. You do what you need to do. But I'm tired of these people glamorizing. And like what Oz said, these romantics. Right, Oz. And yes, yes. Oh, and here's another thing that makes here's another thing that makes me mad. And I'm sorry if I piss anybody off in chat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. But here's the thing. People that are vegan, okay? Vegan people, you're not going to be able to walk out into the woods and live off of shrubs. You're not going to be able to do that in a shit hit the fan situation. And I know that's a mindset that's been set on a lot of people in this day of age. Organic, all this shit. You know, organic, non-GMO, whatever. When you're starving, when you're hungry, when you can't think of anything else but where am I going to eat the next thing? I'm sorry, Buttercup, but if you come to my place, I'm throwing a rabbit on your plate. You're having food. You're having real meat. I'm not going to baby you. Oh, yeah, Twinkies do. I'm sorry. But here's the thing, if you tell me that you have food allergies and all this stuff, my wife, Miss Star, she can't have anything of the Nightshade family. But you know what she's been doing? Uh-oh. What did I do? Okay. You know what she's been trying to do? She has been trying her hardest and everything to because Nightshade family isn't just tomatoes, it's potatoes, it's eggplants, it's anything that is a root based vine system. Yes, Oz. Yes. And here's the thing, she has been fighting her allergies because a tomato can shut her throat and kill her, but she's been tasting tomatoes slowly and slowly and slowly and trying to build up an immune system, somewhat of an immune system. But since she's been doing that, she still can't have tomatoes, but she can have potatoes and she can have eggplants and stuff like that now in small quantities, but she can eat it. Right, Oz. It's all good, Cassie. When you come over to my place, that's all I have is meat. Right, Carol. But the thing is open your mind, open everything. Don't be boxed in. Look at your weaknesses, look at your strengths, and work on things that you have not ever thought that you could do. Because in a shit hit the fan situation, it's going to be all walks of life that is going to have to change their mindset on everything. What's up, Ryan, brother? How you doing? Right, Carl. Right. Yes, Oz. And see, that's the exact same thing my Miss Star had to do. You know, it's our bodies. You know, the human body is able to uh, to digest and take care of itself with raw meat than cooked meat. That is the only trait that humans have been able to keep in their bloodline, that we can literally eat raw meat and live because our body can digest it better. But it's the mindset, it's the idea of cooked meat that makes us human to people. People may think that we're savages or whatever, but you know what? Fuck them. Fuck them. I don't care about being civilized. I don't care about being human anymore, especially with everything that's going on in this world. You know what? I hate to say it, but if push came to shove and something dramatic truly did happen and we're not able to get wild game or anything anymore, I'm sorry, but all of you are living grocery stores to me. I'm sorry. Yes, blood is a great energy source. Not only does it hydrate you, but it also keeps up your electrolytes because of the salt in the blood. It also can heal your organs inside of you also, and lubricate your digestive tract. But yeah, and I know I lost a lot of people listening after saying all that stuff because I hurt some people's feelings, but I don't really care. This I made this channel to be true. I made this channel to not lie to you and to actually look at survival situations as what it's supposed to be. It's not some glamping camping trip in your RV with your satellite TV and your internet and your laptop being at a park. That's not what survival is. That's not what living is. Yes, I am, Ryan. Always. I'm sorry, but humans are the only meat source that will go bad once they're dead. So humans can be rationed while still being alive. Sorry. That's the only way to preserve human meat. Look at all the cannibalistic tribes out there. Right, Oz, right. Ryan, I'll have a side of you with some fava beans. How about that? No, Carl, we don't. We get oxtail. We get oxtail soup. We get blood soup. Uh, things like that. But the black pudding and white pudding and stuff that wasn't a really a big thing over here. Yes, and a nice canteen. Did you like that, Cassie? uh, but in the reality of it all, you know, for for mental stability, for survival, no, no reality. Look at reality. Yes, Ryan. Well, Chad, we saw what happened when you booked for your own show. Cassie had to reschedule me. Cassie, Cassie, Cassie sent me a Twitter freaking out and everything. She's like, oh my God, Chad double booked." She's like, "I'm so sorry, but Chad double booked you on the 12th." It's all good, brother. It's all good. Oh, he booked you and you booked over Cassie. Oh, gotcha. Right. I am the most laid back person they, ever, besides Ryan. But, the thing is if the only people think that they're going to bug out to a specific location and they already have a house and they already have all their preps at one location. I don't understand why the fuck somebody is going to go and buy another piece of land and another house and put all these extra preps and stuff in that house. Why don't they just sit in their house and fortify it and make it protected? Because here's the thing, if SHTF happens, all land and all buildings are going to be free game. Keep your ass in your house. Make sure your preps and everything are going to one location. Do not get confused with cash systems, with whatever, I've done all that. I've done cash systems. And I'll tell you one thing, the cash systems that I've placed and everything, I forgot half of the places that I've put cash systems. And when I went back to go check on them, guess what? Somebody's bought that land and now I can't go on that land. I can't go on that land to go get my cash system. So somebody's going to go digging around on their yard and find a 5-gallon bucket full of, that has a knife and a survival food and a survival book and all this stuff. And they're going to be like, where the fuck did this come from? Mine now? Yeah, you can do that, Chad. See, the only time that you would bug out or move location is if you live in an apartment. Because in an apartment, you don't have, in the apartment, you have more people that's around you and you have more worries. If you start packing up and prepping and bringing in a shitload of food and survival gear and all this stuff, the people around you is going to know where to go. And you would have 50 people to 1 against 1 in a small confined area. I hate to say, yes, you would have to burn a lot of literature and everything like that. But in shit hit the fan, it is burnable material. It is toilet paper. It is packing to keep warm. There's a lot of uses for books, But yes, I would do that. But the thing is also because you're in an apartment, you still need to stock up all your stuff. It is still a form of protection for you. If push came to shove in an apartment building, keep bare minimum preps. I always tell people in an apartment building, keep at least a month's worth of food and survival gear in an apartment because it's easier to move a smaller quantity of rations, of whatever that you have on hand. It's easier to throw all that stuff into 4 or 5 big boxes, throw it into your car, and go. But if you have a house, that is a different thing. The house is your castle. The house is your land. That's where you need to keep your stockpiles. That's where you can, unless you live in an HOA area, HOA is going to fuck up any kind of prepper, is going to fuck any kind of survivalist or survival mindset. Because in an HOA, you're restricted to only certain building restrictions. You can't put a certain amount of stuff on it. You can't put whatever on that land. Sorry, I can't see the chat right now. I'll answer questions and stuff when I park, when I get to my house. But, you know, if you live in an HOA subdivision or something like that, at least you're able to have a shed and use that shed to your advantage. You can tell them that it's for gardening or whatever, but turn it into a food storage, a equipment storage area. Make that your prepper pantry with all your gear and everything inside of it. Always read your HOA, see what you can and cannot do, and what leniencies you can get away with. Because I know a lot of places is now going HOA. A lot of it is now you can't go and buy land unless you literally move out of certain states. I mean, Cassie, you live in California, correct? In that wonderful, wonderful little soon-to-be island state. Do you have HOA where you live, Cassie? Like, I'm not asking for, like, specifically where you live, but I'm just wondering what, like, if you do have HOA and how strict is the HOAs in that particular state? Because I know I have a lot of people that in our community that live in the glorious state of California. Because it's not like the boondocks where I grew up, or, you know, like the good old state of Texas. Yeah. Oh, did she? My bad. Cassie, wake your ass up. Cassie. Deanna. Go wake Cassie up. I think Deanna crashed out before Cassie did. Poor girls. They do everything. Cassie, ain't no time for you to go to sleep. What if this was a SHTF situation? Huh? Can't have you sleeping. Can't have you being all glorified in your bed. No, ma'am. Damn it. But if anybody has HOA, let me know. Like, let me know how bad the HOAs are. Like, because I know it's different in every community. I know it's different with every HOA. So you may have one different HOA compared to somebody else. So I don't have to worry about HOAs because I don't have any of that shit. So I'm trying to help individuals. I'm trying to understand the way the world is now with all this terminology, with all this restrictions that goes on. Because if you look at prepper books, if you look at survival books and everything, they are 20 to, you know, they're like 30 to 50 years old and out of date. There's only 5, David. Do you have an HOA, David? Right, Ryan. Yeah. I can't even leave her a voicemail. Okay, let me go back and let me see what y'all were talking about. Why? Yeah, Chad. I used to live in an apartment, brother. I know the confined spaces. I know all that. That's why I can talk about apartment life, and I can tell you how to start your preps, how to keep your SHTF stuff around in a small confined space. That's why I tell people in an apartment at least have a month's worth of rationing, you know, put back, because you can throw a month's worth of pasta and rice and beans and all that stuff in a good plastic tote and just throw it in the trunk of the car. You know, it's not like somebody that has a house that's been prepping for 20 plus years. Yeah, yeah, Chad, I can help you with all that. Right, Oz. Yeah, like what Oz said, if your neighbor can see you, you can see your neighbor. And you don't and that's one of the mindsets of prepping. You don't let people know what you have. Like you don't mention prepping to the normal people. You don't tell people, and you don't invite them into. You can invite them into your house. You can invite them to your table. You can have them sit down for Super Bowl Sunday, whatever. But you don't ever show them your prepper pantry. You don't ever show them your stockpile of gear. You don't ever do any of that stuff that is out of the norm, because it will come back and bite your ass. Yeah, most if you have diesel, you can make biodiesel fuel, Carl. So I always tell people, if they are going to make a bug out vehicle, make it a diesel car or truck, because you could literally make biofuel out of grease, like fast food grease, bleach, and something else. I don't remember. Right, Oz. Right. See, that's a thing too that preppers of today are not understanding. Everything is bought online and it's all sent to your location. And you know, those people drive up to your house. Those people see what's going on. And you don't need that. You do not need that, because a lot of today's society is shit people. Actually, Chad, just have everything delivered to a PO box, you know, and make sure you get rid of all the packaging and everything at the uh at the what am I thinking? The UPS store or whatever. Get rid of the packaging and everything there, and bring it in reusable bags. People will not know what's in the reusable bags. They'll see that you're bringing stuff home, but they don't know what. Carl, an HOA is a homeowner association act in America. You It was made to keep the prices of the houses in a certain price range. That means everybody in that community, that gated community or that subdivision or whatever, they all have to follow a strict guideline. They can't put more than a certain amount of building, like structures, on their land. They have to paint their houses a certain color. They can't change their yard at all to be considered ugly or depreciate the value of a house. So these people can literally make you sell your home if you do something crazy like prepping or whatever in an HOA home, like a HOA situation. Yeah. So like, Carl, with your stuff, you can't do a certain amount of stuff because you're renting out that place. But here in America, it's negotiation to keep your house. Yeah, Chad. I mean, doing that because you're young, you can do that. It's that gap that the younger generation and the really older generation can play that game in a SHTF situation to throw people off. But people in their like mid 30s to, maybe early 50s, they can't do that, because in society, those are the people that should already have a set, like they should be set in their ways. They should not have to worry about anything. So a lot of people will question why, and it may take two or three chances, but then they'll start saying no, no, we can't do it. And they'll wonder, where all your money and everything went to. Why don't you have food? Why don't you have water? Then they'll start playing that card over and over again. They will come, if it was an SHTF, they would come and bust into your house and see what's really going on with you. Right, Carl? Yeah, it's not hard to make biodiesel. That's why that's the only good thing in like survival books and stuff that they talk about that still holds ground, because diesels diesels will always be around. Diesel cars, especially in the UK and everything. Not that much here in America, unless you live in, the South or really up north. Um, like in a lot of desert regions and stuff, they don't really use a lot of diesels. Some do, but not all. Right, Chad? like, 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 you caught me. Yeah, it's just because in a SHTF situation, it's called shit hits the fan for a reason. Even people that you have literally grown up with all your life will turn on you if they know that you have something that they want or need. Look at Venezuela. Look what happened in Venezuela. Okay, people were literally killing other people for a loaf of bread because they sold because that individual gave their gold watch or their wife's gold jewelry for a loaf of bread, and they walked out of the grocery store and got gunned down or beat to death because they had food. And that's the one thing that people don't understand. People freak out for the basic stuff. They freak out when there's not food on a shelf. Like if they go to a grocery store and a specific item that they need is out of stock, they go and run and pitch the biggest fit and they turn into a completely different person. And they make that store give them a rain check or whatever. Right, Carl. Yeah. See that's the only good thing. If something like if shit hit the fan or anything like that, the UK would be set on bug out vehicles. Like the majority of cars in the UK are diesel. But here in America, no. Like the only diesels that we have are huge pickup trucks or construction vehicles. Like we don't have hardly any Volvo diesels or anything. It's all regular petrol. But that's times have changed. Times in a bad situation, nobody's going to be your friend. Nobody's going to give a damn about you. The only thing. All right, Oz, brother, you take care. Thank you for coming in and talking. You have a good one, brother. Take care out there. I hope the moving and everything's coming in good. You take care, brother. Love you. But it's really hard. Like even close family will screw you over because of that trust. I am against the lone wolf idea of survival, right, Carl? Yeah, that's one of the major reasons why we have a lot of just basic, you know, petrol cars over here. Like even our trucks are petrol based now. But there's still a lot of diesel cars and diesel trucks out here. Yes, sir. Fritos, any corn chip. Actually, the best ones are the best corn chips to use are the cheap brands. And you can also use Funyuns. Funyuns is a great fire starter too. Well, not a fire starter. Um, it's a fire. Um, it's kind of like a candle. You need a flame. You need an actual flame to light it, but it's a fire extender. That's what I'm looking for. That name. It's a flame extender. Um, Instead of wasting, set the corn chip on fire or the Funyun on fire with your lighter. I mean, instead of wasting the lighter fluid, set that on fire and hold it there. Hold it there until you get your fire prepared. I mean, your tinder and everything prepared. Then you put that up underneath, and it's like a candle. It'll burn for you. Right, Carl. Yes. Family will screw you over first because of trust. Because of love and trust. And nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to believe that. People want to save their family, save their loved ones. I understand. I do too. But the thing is, the more people, like if you're going to make a survival group or anything like that, you can't trust any of them because people will start imagining things. People will start exaggerating, especially if you have four people and you have one small bowl of beans. You have you have enough for one scoop on each person's plate. Well, when it gets to that last person, you're going to scrape everything out of that bowl for that last person. That means more juice, more whatever than the other three have. After enough of that, they will start saying, well, why does that person have, more food than us? Why are you playing favoritism? Why are you doing this? And you're like, I'm not. I'm just giving out everything. But people, it doesn't matter how much you trust them. It doesn't matter how long you've known them. They will pull that shit on you because they are hungry. They are angry. They are overthinking the situation. And it's easier for you and your significant other to be together than trusting any Joe off of some chat room or whatever, and or meeting them off the road or whatever and say, hey, You're a survivor like me. Come help me. What skills do you have? That's why you need to learn bartering. I mean, bartering is such a old skill that nobody has. Nobody knows value of basic items. We pay cash for everything. We know a money value, but we don't know a barter value. You have a chicken. Let's say I have a chicken, okay? It lays 4 eggs a day. Well, I need a gun and ammunition. Chad has a gun and ammunition that he's not using. It's his backup weapon. But he doesn't have a chicken. He doesn't have a continuous food source. All right, because it produces 4 eggs a day, that's a continual food source. That continual food source is going to be more valuable than that gun with a single box of 32 ammo. Because after that 32 ammo, what do you have with that gun? You have nothing. You have a blunt weapon. And you may or may not find bullets for it. You, depending on where you are, depending on if you're out in a rural area that other people have guns like that, or are you stuck in the city and it's already been, picked clean? Right, Carl. Well, everybody's got a use, Carl. Everybody. Even somebody that does not have skills. They have 2 arms, 2 legs, and they're healthy. They can be a value, they can be an asset. And what I mean by that is physical labor. If you have a place and it's just you doing all the work, all the building, everything, you're one person. But if you have an extra set of hands with you, that's double the work, double the speed. All you have to do is just pay them with food and shelter. They can be used. And here's the thing, they don't have any other skills or anything like that. They're easily picked off, which means you can use them for however long until they start showing you a different side of them. Then when they start showing a different side of them, then you could put them down humanely. It's it's the way the cookie crumbles in this kind of scenario. Like, everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a place. That's how civilizations were formed. Civilizations, great cities were built on the backs of people with no skills because of physical labor. I sound evil, but I'm not trying to be. I mean, it's reality. It's something that people have to open their eyes to. Oh yeah, Carl. Yeah. I mean, we all would, but like in today's standards, like today's society and everything, most people don't know how to load a black powder rifle. Most people don't know how to handle a black powder rifle. So they're really going out of stock. They're going out of production. Unless you're up north and you do a lot of big game hunting. But like gear. Gear nowadays is because everybody wants to go lightweight. Everybody wants to go trail hiking. Nobody wants stainless steel. Nobody wants aluminum because everybody's afraid that it's going to give people dementia. You know, it but the thing is everybody goes titanium. People would pay $200 for a titanium folding skillet instead of $20 for a folding stainless steel skillet because it weighs 2 pounds more. And a lot of things are going lightweight and changeable. Like, if it breaks, oh well, fuck it. I can buy something new. People don't want things that last. People don't want things that weigh a little bit more. Nice, Carl. Nice. But like today's society, everything is a throwaway world. Everybody and anybody, if it breaks, oh well, buy something new, buy another, buy this, and throw it away. But I came from a family that everything that they had was cast iron or stainless steel, and it outlived them, you know? Like, even the aluminum cooking pots outlived them. But that's another thing. People want to spend, and people in this mindset, survival mindset, bushcrafting mindset, whatever. They want to spend hundreds of dollars. Hey, CR brother, I'm about to call it end, bro. You missed Auslander. You missed a lot of people, brother. But I'm about to hit bed. I was just finishing up. But like I said, look at the reality of all situations. Look at, is there a point? Is there an A, B, and C exit? Is there A, B, or C option to every situation that you're planning for? Oh, are you serious, Carl? Oh, I'm sorry. That pains me. Take care, CR brother. Yeah, I'm about to call it in like 5 minutes. But always look at the reality to every situation that you come to. Look at the good, look at the bad, and always, always look at the ugly situation of it all. Look at your preps, look at everything that you have. Some things in your prep, some things and everything is only meant for one thing. Oh yeah, I don't blame him, Carl. I would be too. But always, always look at the ugly side of everything first. Look at that and plan from the ugly to the good part. But yeah, like a lot of preps only one thing is only good for one thing. People say get things that are multi-use. Yes, get things that are multi-use, but not everything is going to be multi-use. Yeah, yeah. See, that's what I'm trying to say, Carl. Like, a lot of people just don't understand things of the past. They don't understand what it was used for. They don't understand how to clean it. They don't understand anything because of modern ways now. It's like cast iron, you know. You don't ever put cast iron in a dishwasher. It rusts. You don't you always have to reseason that stuff. You always but all right, everybody. Yes, sir, Carl. Yes. All right, family. It was great talking with y'all. It was great having everybody here. And I love you all. You all take care. And always, always watch out. Always, always be aware of the situations that you're getting in. I love you all. Y'all take care. And I'll talk to y'all again. Maybe tomorrow. Love y'all. Bye, family. Bye.